Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.9236 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.36%. and in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, basing my analysis on the EBOOK structures and the Fibonacci's. And allow me to kickstart the video here on the daily chart by giving you a brief of what has been happening here on the Polygon Matic chart. So Polygon Matic, from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making it to an all-time high at around the $2.9 mark, in a movement that I'm terming as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side. And after seeing the all-time high, we had been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective structure, which took us back to around the $0.31 mark, in a movement that I'm terming as a higher Elliot wave count 2 to the lower side. And after seeing the formation of that second wave, whatever we expect next is a bounce to the upper side in an impulsive movement in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3 before we see a wave 4, then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this wave 3 using a trend Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the Fibonacci's to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3 at the Fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $5.0676 mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect that wave 3 to the upper side to do, and that will happen in the next bull market. And that is the long-term scenario that I'm expecting to play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, you can see I have this Elliot wave structure in blue, which represents that impulsive nature within the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, where we expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3 to the upper side, where I believe we have completed the formation of this wave 1 to the upper side in blue, which is also an impulsive wave. And because of its impulsive nature, I also expected to see fractal waves in formation, which I have represented over here in this chart in this Elliot wave structure in blue, having a wave 5 of that Elliot wave structure completing the formation of that wave 1 to the upper side. And after seeing the high for that wave 1, now my primary scenario is that we're in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, which is right here, which is a corrective wave. And before I get to the short-term scenarios that I expect to play out, basing it on the ABC corrective structure that we expect to see in the formation of a second wave, we have a channel that we had been trading within over here, and you can see we had managed to break out of the channel to the lower side, and the retest of the lower side of the channel was not a success, because you can see we have managed to get back into the channel once more, also managed to break above the 20-day MA, and there are chances of continuing to push even higher and maybe manage to break out of the channel to the upper side and continue pushing even higher and manage to break above the $0.95 mark, which is a key area of resistance. So that is a possible scenario that can play out, basing it on this channel that we have right here. And getting back to the ABC corrective structure that we have on this chart, that is that we expect in the formation of that second wave, there are two ways we can have that ABC corrective structure. And the first one is giving us a bit of a bullish movement here on the Polygon Matic chart. And if I have it on the charts, we can have this as our wave A. Then whatever we are seeing over here, this is the formation of our wave B. Then I'll be expecting another movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave C to fully maximize the formation of that second wave to the lower side, and giving you a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this wave B. I can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave A to the low of that wave A, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the Fib level 0.5 and the Fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area, which perfectly lies between the $1.09 mark and the $1.03 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting that wave B to the upper side to do. And once we fully maximize the formation of that wave B, then we can expect another movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave C to fully maximize the formation of a second wave. And for this to play out, we also need to manage to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark. And once that happens, then we can expect a retest of that key area of resistance before we continue pushing even higher to fully maximize this target area over here. And that is the first possible way of seeing this ABC corrective structure. And the other way can only happen in case whatever we are seeing over here, that is this consolidation that we are having over here in the formation of this wave B, loses key areas on the Fibonacci's, and those key areas on the Fibonacci's are the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on this chart, and you can see over here we saw a reaction of the Fib level 0.382, and that's why we are seeing this bounce to the upper side. But any movements to the lower side, losing these key areas on the Fibonacci's, and that is within this target area that I have sketched out over here, will make me change scenarios, because once we lose those key areas on the Fibonacci's, that wave B to the upper side will not be likely anymore, and I'll have to recount my Elliot wave structure and have it in a different way, having this as my wave A, then this as my wave B, then whatever we'll be seeing over here will be our wave C to the lower side, to fully maximize the formation of that second wave to the lower side. So those are the two possible scenarios that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI we are trading at around the 58 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side. Also any movements to the lower side will still be supported here on the RSI. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way, so there are chances of continuing to push even higher in the formation of that wave B, then fully maximize that target area, then expect a wave C to the lower side. And that's the update for Polygon Matic.